Hey, what's going on, guys? Godstatus here. So recently, Access Angle posted in the Stylus Discord a huge announcement about PF, which I know not everyone is in the Stylus Discord, not everyone's active in there, so I thought I might as well go ahead and talk about it since my channel is still mostly founded off of PF. So there's a lot of big updates. Also, in the background, just going to be some PF footage. At one point in this game, I was like 64-1, like we went off with the snipers. So if you want to watch that, sit back and enjoy, listen to me talk about this stuff, and I'll give my opinions, and we'll see what's going to happen. So, for the most part, the update was basically future plans for PF. There isn't anything solid yet, however, they did give us kind of a rundown of what could change. And basically, the main changes are going to be movement, character models, and their focus is on good hit verification, which is a huge news for people like me who have been complaining about this for a long time. They might have potentially found a fix, however, nothing is solid yet. Nothing is 100% certain. They're not even sure if their changes and their plans are going to work, but they're going to try their best to make them work. And that's enough, right? Like that's enough to give us a little bit of hope and, you know, enough publicity for this for us to back it and kind of hope for the best, right? And Access's words specifically, movement will change, character model will change. We will do this so that we can have good hit verification. In the process, we may add character customization, which is something that I'm pretty excited for because I'm a sucker for cosmetics, but it isn't anything super important to the game. It would just be kind of cool to have. Also, he said to give more info, the character models will probably be the exact same proportion. They might just break the limbs into 2 parts each. This will require large changes to many systems. Do not expect this anytime soon. We will start experimenting immediately in the test place, so expect the test place to be totally broken for the next month or plural months. So, pretty big news, right? It's something that is really huge and it's a really big overhaul for the game, but what are the side effects that are going to come with this? So I spoke to Access about this, and I said, could you elaborate some, because the messages were kind of not super specific, and I was wondering if there was anything more he can give to us. So he said, first thing, we will switch over to custom position replication. This will increase latency because of remote events. The tool that Roblox gives them to replicate data from client to server and back has a lower priority than humanoid replication. So basically, I don't know much of like the dev lingo there, but the general picture of that is that latency will increase. Now, this is a scary topic for me because I, for one, hate latency. It's unavoidable on like small scales, but how much will this increase it? I have good faith in them that they won't do this if it's going to like drastically increase latency and it's going to like ruin the game, right? Like, I'm assuming they're going to have sense into this. However, it is a scary topic. Latency is a huge issue that a lot of people get bugged by, and the lower we can keep that, the better. Now, if this is a slight change and like most people won't even notice it, then fine, I'm all for it. However, like I said, very touchy topic. Next thing he said was hit verification will be the next thing. It will actually work well because player position and bullet events will be sent in order with the same priority, which means from my understanding, it'll basically just register a lot more accurately. Hit registration shouldn't be as broken, but like I said, none of this is set in stone. This is just what their plans are, and they're going to try to put this into effect. He also said this system will allow them to switch over to custom humanoids if they choose, which will stop the flinging issues, which I'm sure you guys have seen. You spawn in, like you fling and you die, or like, you know, you jump over something weirdly, you fling to your death. It happens, and they might be able to fix that. Huge might. He said this system will also let them move away from Roblox characters. They will keep the same proportions, but with the humanoids, they can support higher resolution clothing with custom UV maps and textures, and will significantly speed up character animation updates because the humanoids will no longer have to update their physical models. So basically, it's more of a customization point at that. The potential for cool like player skins or like different player skins is there. However, there is a lot more that goes into it further than just the little bit of explaining that he gave us. And it's also a lot to do with, you know, optimization. I know that is another main focus for them. They would like to get the game running a lot smoother for people, and they're going to be doing their best to achieve that. He also said right now that he's working on a system that does compression, and he's hoping to use less than 20 kilobytes per second on character replication, which to my eyes, again, I don't really understand most of the dev lingo, that basically represents just faster loading, faster, you know, everything running smoother and at a faster rate, so less issues, basically what it comes down to. He also said less character animation times means that we could probably do character customization, which benefits them and it benefits us because, you know, we have more things to play with. They have more things, you know, revenue-wise. It's a business decision, of course, but it is something that will benefit both sides of the of this argument. And I said, so to summarize, optimization purposes / future cosmetics, and he said slightly worse latency will lead to much better hit verification, which leads to optimization, which leads to cosmetics, kind of in that order. For those of you guys don't know, Axis has been working on a mobile game, and he was writing all those systems from scratch, and he also learned some about how he can improve PF as a whole. So the hit verification works great unless they run behind a wall and your latency will be high-ish. And he said there's a potential that this all falls to pieces. He said it might be the priority on remote events is too low and the data requirement is too high, so it could make it unplayable, but they are doing their best to make this happen. So like I said, I'm not going to get my hopes up extremely high about this. It's a large change to the game, and there's a lot of potential things that I may not like. Phantom Force's movement, in my opinion, is something really unique. It's something that I really enjoy about the game, and if that were to change a lot, could kill part of my love for the game. Now, I understand not everyone is like a move-happy junkie like me, and to a lot of people it doesn't matter. But for those of us who are so set in our ways, small changes to movement really throw off how we play the game, and it can be really annoying for us. So that's another major fear for me. I don't want movement to change completely and really throw off what this game kind of is for me, right? Again, I'm speaking from my opinions about this, but the movement's a huge system for me. It's one of the reasons why I enjoy PF. It's something, like I said, in my opinion, it's really unique to a Roblox game that, like super jumping, even though I highly doubt that was meant to be in the game, it's something super unique, and it would really suck for me personally if that was removed. Or even if like sliding tactics got changed. And there's a lot of touchy ground for me, and I would love to hear how you guys feel about that. So after you guys watch this video, please leave your opinions in the comments. I really want to know. But he also said that Roblox is working hard on their own version of Lua that will increase the performance of pure Lua significantly, which means that everything will just run better for all the developers out there. So if that were to come out, and if it does come out, could mean major performance upgrades for basically all of Roblox, and that's huge, especially since a lot of people who play Roblox are younger kids and they may not have like the best systems. It can open the doors to kids to be able to play a lot more kind of more intensive games. I know that's weird to say for Roblox, but it happens. More kind of demanding games compared to like, their generic simulator games that like, you could run on a Mac from 2006. Like, it'll open more doors for more players, and I feel like that's a really big step in the right direction. Axis also said that he's hoping the new Lua VM and the removal of humanoids will mean large improvements in the performance for PF, but they can't be sure. Like I said, there's a lot of maybes in this announcement, but it's good maybes, right? Like, we might trade off a little bit of latency for a lot of improvements, and if that happens, personally, like, will latency annoy me? 100%, it will. But for the greater good purpose of it, I could definitely get behind this, and I can support, the little bit of bad for the potential very good. And that's awesome for me. That's a huge step in the right direction, and I feel like this could benefit the game a lot. I feel like it could really bring the game to another level, but who knows? Like I said, as most of you guys know, I'm a huge critic of PF. I'm a huge critic of any game I play. I voice my opinion a lot, and my opinion isn't always the best, right? I say some things at times just out of pure kind of emotion and annoyance with things. I don't always display my true opinions correctly, and that's why I'm kind of taking time to talk about this on like a more level-headed sense, where I'm gonna support this, right? So off the bat, on a public note, I'm going to support this, but I'm skeptical. To put it simply, I'm hoping for the best, but expecting the worst out of this. Meaning that I'm going to hope everything works out how they want it to. I'm going to hope that we get these awesome optimizations, all these improvements. But I'm also expecting it to just not happen. Or expecting it to take so long that the hype for it dies down and nobody really cares for a long time. And expecting it not to be as good. And this isn't for me to say that like, oh, my expectations of the devs are terrible, which I mean, they're not like the highest in all truthfulness, but I don't want to get my hopes so high and like hype this all up and then nothing happens, because even they're not certain. This isn't something that they 100% can do and they're just like, oh, we're too lazy, we don't want to do it. It's a very large change that they aren't certain of, and there's a lot of blocks in Roblox itself that limit a lot of what they could potentially do. So hope for the best, expect the worst. Hopefully it just pulls through, guys. Like, I'm hoping for improvements. I'm hoping that everyone else can see the improvements that potentially could happen and make PF a lot better of a game than it currently is. But nonetheless, I hope you guys did enjoy. Please leave me your thoughts in the comments. I want to read them. I want to talk about it. I want to see how the community feels about it. This is huge. This is potentially a game-changing scale updates that we haven't really seen in a very long time. I hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.